The city was extremely busy and mechanical. Buses, taxis, and vans rushed endlessly all around. The people, too, worked like machines. Everyone's eye fixed on their phone screens. Their minds were full of worries, deadlines, monthly bills, and career pressure. In the middle of this crowd, everyone was terribly alone, trapped inside their own monotonous words. At the corner of a narrow, crowded street in that city sat an old man. His name was Elias. He sat quietly on an old wooden box. Elias had once worked himself to the bone. He knew well the peace that comes after honest labor, after sweating through hard work. But fate played a cruel joke on him. Now he was blind. The colorful world he once knew had turned completely grey and silent. His clothes, though clean, were worn and torn not from neglect, but from long years of use. In front of him lay a piece of old cardboard, and beside it an aluminum cup. On the signboard, written very simply, were the words, "I am blind, please help me." The world around him was strangely indifferent. Occasionally, the sound of a few coins dropping into the cup could be heard. Someone might look at him with pity. Someone else might turn away in discomfort. But to most people, Elias was just another ordinary object by the roadside, like a lamppost or a dustbin, something not worth noticing. Just then, a young man passed by. He was wearing a jacket from a food delivery service. He stopped in front of Elias, but he didn't take out any money, nor did he say any words of comfort. He simply knelt down in front of Elias. Suddenly, Elias felt a change in the air. He realized someone was lifting his signboard. A crease of worry formed on his forehead. He thought to himself, "Is someone stealing my board? This is the last thing I have to survive." But his self-respect wouldn't let him say anything. He stayed silent. The young man turned the cardboard over, took out a marker from his pocket, and carefully wrote something on it. Then he placed the board back where it was and disappeared into the crowd. Elias waited. Time seemed to stand still, but after a while, he noticed a stranger change. The sounds of the street began to change. The hurried footsteps started to slow down. People were stopping, and now, instead of just a few coins, money began to fall into the cup like rain. The rustling sound of paper bills made Elias' chest tremble. After a long time, he felt like a human being again, as if his existence truly mattered. There was no longer indifference in people's voices. Instead, there was a strange warmth. Some people were wishing him well, others were stopping to ask how he was doing. A satisfied smile appeared on Elias's face. He couldn't understand what had happened, but he knew that something big had changed. In the afternoon, the delivery boy returned. Recognizing his voice, Elias asked in a slightly trembling tone, "Son, what did you write on my board?" The boy paused for a moment. His eyes were filled with deep compassion for Elias. In a calm voice, he replied, "I wrote the same thing that was already there, Elias, only I changed the words. I wanted people to feel your lack within themselves." The boy walked away. The board now read, "Today is a beautiful day, but I can't see it." Elias reached out, trying to feel the letters. A single tear rolled down his cheek. The harsh reality of Elias's life had not changed. He was still blind, and his poverty had not disappeared. He was still the same old Elias. Only a few words had changed. Yet those few simple words had opened the closed door of people's heart. People no longer saw him as just a beggar, they began to feel his pain as their own. In our own lives, what we say and how we say it is incredibly important. Some words we dismiss as noise, while others unlock the deepest parts of the human heart. Your words can wound someone deeply or they can become a healing balm for someone's pain. So, choose your words carefully before you speak. Because the right words don't just deliver a message, they awaken the desire for change within people.